For sure, them belts coming with me. They coming home with me. I'm telling you right now.
You can see it, but it's gonna be difficult. You take it to your home.
I'm taking them. And ain't nothing you gonna be able to do about it come fight night.
I know Turkey's in your corner,
I promise you.
But look, it's gonna be very difficult. He's gonna be so mad that day. Believe me.
Despite promising that there was going to be no trash talk between them, Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez quickly forgot their vows as their press conference descended into a heated war of words because we are two fighters.
Because we are two fighters.
We are two fighters, but we are
True fighters.
true, yeah, of course. No, not YouTuber fighters.
Huh?
Not YouTuber fighters. Yeah, of course.
They need to talk and talk about the fight because they want to say something. The people know we are great fighters. We want to put a great fight.
Yeah.
We don't need to talk.
I am sure in the end in the mid of September.
The two fighters threw out every form of respect they had for each other and trolled themselves like they would do to every other opponent. But you can guess who started it first.
I see you. I see you. You see I'm different.
I see you too.
You see I'm different than all the other ones.
No, I see you. No, you don't know different. You're nothing different.
I'm different.
Nothing different.
I'm different.
We'll see.
You gonna see.
We'll
You know it.
We'll see. We'll see.
The bout billed as the fight of the century. Alvarez dismissed the notion it could be a close contest, with American Crawford stepping up from light middleweight. Alvarez once talked down the blockbuster about believing he had nothing to gain from beating a man who started his career at lightweight. So the Mexican great was probed on the damage a loss to two-time undisputed champ Crawford would have on his iconic record, but cool as ice Canelo 34 replied, "He's not going to beat me, don't worry about it. He's not going to beat me. I think this fight is going to be in the history books of boxing for sure. He's
not gonna beat me. Don't worry about it. He's not gonna beat me. Don't worry about it. I think this fight is gonna be in the books of the history of boxing for sure. That's for sure."
He's a great fighter, but he's not Canelo. I have the experience, Alvarez said at a news conference. They only focus on my power. But I have more than that. This fight is going to be one of the best fights on my record. Alvarez, May 34th, be younger man by 3 years, but having made his professional debut age 15 and with 11 world titles, 27 world title fights, and 67 bouts in total under his belt, the Mexican has been cast as the man to pass the torch to Crawford. He's not going to beat me, don't worry about it, Alvarez answered at one stage, which drew a laugh and a smile from Crawford, who replied, "For sure these belts are coming home with me."
Streets, you and Canelo, what would it look like?
Come on, man. Y'all know what I do. I ain't got to talk about it on the streets. I'm me against anybody. I ain't never gonna say another man gonna whoop me. So you know what I mean. That's your answer right there.
I guess in Guadalajara, you think it'd be a little different on the streets if Terence came to town?
I think every city, every place is different. No, it's different. But we don't talking about the streets. We're talking about boxing, the beautiful sport of boxing. So that's different, way different than the streets.
26 bouts separate the rivals, but Crawford too has a record most fighters could only dream of, with 19 consecutive world title bouts and a two-weight undisputed champion. Crawford promised he would become the first male three-weight undisputed champion, in a classy nod to his American counterpart. Clarissa Shields, who has already achieved defeat in the women's code, I'm taking them, and there ain't nothing you can do about it come fight night. I promise you. You see, I'm different from all the other ones. Canelo, who has won titles all the way from 154 pounds to 175 pounds counted. You don't look different, nothing different. Describing himself as a winner and telling Crawford that nothing distinguishes him from the rest, "I'm different, you're going to see," Crawford said in reply.
However I gotta fight, I'm gonna win. Simple as that. I'm not gonna let somebody else force me or tell me how to fight when I've been fighting my whole life. You know, I won't be running. You know, I could tell you that. But I will be, you know, doing a lot of touching.
Give me ground. He's a great fighter, like I say, he's not Canelo.
Alvarez made his pro debut age 15 in 2005, while Crawford was 20 years old when he made his in 2008. Crawford, who is being publicly backed by Alalshik, said, "This is the fight he always wanted. I called Canelo out. He is the last great fighter amongst the era that surpassed us, Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao, and Oscar de la Hoya. We both came up in that era, and he got the chance to fight them. I wasn't able to get those mega fights. This is my mega fight. This is my moment." Crawford has not returned since last August when he beat Israel Madrimov 30 for the World Boxing Association light middleweight title. Meanwhile, Canelo regained his undisputed 168-pound throne with victory over William Skull 32.
I'm very excited, motivated, because this is all about. I want to make history, and I'm very excited for this fight. He's not gonna beat me. Don't worry about it. He's not gonna beat me. Don't worry about it. I think this fight is gonna be in the.
He now headlines on Netflix at the Las Vegas Raiders' €1 billion, 6,500-seater stadium against Crawford, who says there is no way he loses to Canelo in the ring or otherwise. He said, "Come on, man, you know what I do? I don't have to talk about it on the streets, me against anybody. I ain't ever going to say another man can whoop me. That's your answer there. But Canelo hit back. We're not talking about the streets. We're talking about boxing. The beautiful sport of boxing."
So, however they rate me, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, we got to fight, and I'm going to win the fight. As simple as that.
Can I ask you about if there's any rematch clause with this fight with Canelo?
No, it's not.
Is that something you push for?
No, I didn't.
And there's any weight restrictions to the fight at all?
No, it's not.
After that brief back-and-forth press conference, host Todd Gisham pressed both fighters on their mindsets ahead of the upcoming clash, and Crawford said his focus isn't on what might happen if the fight goes to the scorecards. Instead, he's looking to control the controllables I can't focus on. The judges, I've just got to focus on doing what I can do and controlling what I can control inside the ring. And that's going out there and winning the fight decisively, he said. Like I said before, any fighter can be knocked out. Canelo's got a granite chin. He's tough. He's durable. We've seen him hurt a couple of times, but not to the point where it's not respected. But given the right circumstances, anybody can get knocked out. I'm always going to rise on the big occasions. I always did my whole career. This is my moment, and I'm not letting Canelo take that away from me. Simple as that. With Crawford moving up 2 weight classes to face him, Canelo is more than aware of the challenge his opponent faces.
Fighters would like to put on a weight restriction to this type of fight. Why didn't you want to do that?
Because I want him at his best. I don't want no excuses. I don't want no, reasons why, he didn't feel good or anything. I want him at his best.
The Mexican superstar has been successful on several occasions while being the smaller man in the ring, and said that size won't be a consideration for him as he prepares to face an undefeated 2-weight undisputed champion on September 13th. "I've been in his position before, and I'm not thinking about that," said Canelo. "I'm just going to do my job and take everything seriously and not think about it smaller or bigger. I always prepare myself for the best fighter out there. I'm a winner. I'm always thinking about the win, and I'm coming to win. My mindset is different, and I'm very thankful with Netflix, with Turkey, with all the guys involved in this fight. Because for me, it's all about making history, and I'm glad to be."
When would you say, from memory, that you first thought this fight was a real possibility, that you started thinking about this fight actually happening?
Well, I started thinking about it, a couple of years ago when they started talking about Spence fighting Canelo. Then just, sizing him up, like, all right, how tall is he? How long his arms and things like that, just sizing him up like that and going to his fights and things like that.
And when he, with the fighters setting the stage for their epic clash, the two protagonists signed off by sending messages to their respective fan bases ahead of fight night. They know I always come to fight. I always come with my best, and I just thank you for them for all the support, said Canelo. And I hope they will be there watching or in the arena cheering for me and enjoying the win. Crawford rallied his fan base to arrive dressed to impress as they make the pilgrimage from Omaha, Nebraska to Las Vegas, and Bud vowed to make history by dethroning Canelo and adding another monumental achievement to his.
There's a lot of experts that think Canelo's not the same fighter. His punch output's a lot less. What do you think, considering the last 12 months or so? Is he the same fighter he was maybe a few years ago?
I think he is. I just think, he just wasn't up for the Skull fight. And I think, different fighters bring different energies out of other fighters.
A lot of people are judging you on the Madrimov fight, saying you struggled moving up in weight, you're going further up in weight, and they're saying that's going to go against you based on the Madrimov fight. How do you kind of reply?
He said, "We're about to bring some more jewelry home, and it's going to be an exciting day for boxing. History will be made. Terence Crawford will be the first male boxer to become a 3-weight undisputed champion of the world. And I mean that the fight will be staged at NFL-side Las Vegas Raiders Allegiant Stadium in Vegas, which holds 65,000 people. It will also be the first event that UFC President Dana White's new boxing outfit will promote a partnership with Saudi's Turki Al-Sheikh that almost collapsed."
De La Hoya wasted my time with this question.
Yeah, we saw Oscar De La Hoya trying to say that the fight was going to take place maybe in the daytime.
Yeah, this is what I want from you to say his name. I decide with Dana White to have a breakfast in MGM at 10 a.m. inshallah. Then we will go to the arena to have the fights quick.
Al-Sheikh himself was given a seat at the top table while White was not present. The press conference began with opening remarks from His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh, who revealed that he'd had dinner with both fighters on Thursday evening, but now that those pleasantries have concluded, the real business of preparing for the fight begins in earnest. "I want to thank the two legends, great fighters in the end. It happened thanks to God," he said. "Before 12 o'clock, we had dinner together. And that's it. They were professional yesterday in front of me, and after 12 o'clock, the prestige. And everything disappeared. Now they will start."
After that, we will go dinner to Carbon, and in the night we will watch Conjuring because it will launch in September. Oscar De La Hoya wasted my time with this question. Of course, it is in the peak. This is the boxing, the sport number 1 in the world. This is Canelo and Crawford.
Chairman of the General Entertainment Authority has been the hand of power and driver of incredible Saudi investment in boxing in the last 18 months, but has not often sat among the fighters at public events. Al-Sheikh outlined his demands to two of the greatest fighters of their generation in the opening remarks, slamming Tom and Jerry fights and insisting they must deliver him smashing face. The beginning of a 3-city press tour that included Las Vegas and New York gathered media only asked Al-Sheikh questions before he left the stage. It took almost 25 minutes before either fighter spoke. Saudi Arabia has invested huge sums of money into sport in an effort, the kingdom says, to diversify their income revenues as a nation, but continue to face accusations of using sport as a vehicle for sport watching and propaganda. But with Al-Sheikh set to embark on a new venture of super fights broadcast on Netflix and creating a new promotional entity to do so, the Saudi investment into boxing shows little sign of slowing down.
Yeah, this is what I want from you to say his name. I decided with Dana White to have a breakfast in MGM at 10 a.m. inshallah. Then we will go to the arena to have the fights quick, and after that we will go dinner to Carbon, and in the night we will watch Conjuring because it will launch in September. You waste. Oscar,
I want to speak to you about some of Turkey's comments. He said he doesn't want Tom and Jerry, people running away in the ring. What did you make of that?
I agree with that. You know, people want to see a good fight. And I agree with that.
Do you think
because, you know, people come and spend money to see a great fight, and if the other fighter come and run all the night and don't make a good fight, it's deception.
Crawford has not fought since August 2024, and that was an unforgettable bout too. He beat Israel Madrimov by unanimous decision like Alvarez. He heard boos during a fight that included no knockdowns. Al-Sheikh suggested he didn't want a 12-by-12 ring to ensure adequate action for the fight, but apparently he thought it would be a good idea to have dinner with Alvarez and Crawford before the press conference. "We talked yesterday, and they are professional," Al-Sheikh said later in the press conference, "but I think starting from last night, they know what they need to do." Neither Alvarez or Crawford sounded as if Al-Sheikh's words will have great impact when they fight at Allegiant Stadium, home of the Las Vegas Raiders, for the undisputed super middleweight championship.
I waste my time with this question. Of course, it is in the peak. This is the boxing, the sport number 1 in the world. This is Canelo and Crawford.
All right, on the left-hand side here.
Do you think he saw your fight with Skull and potentially came to the conclusion?
we talk after we talk after about that, and it's very sad. But you know, it is what it is.
I know.
I hope not. I hope not, because we expect a great fight, the fight of the century, right? So I hope not.